Meet our speaker. Please, here is our speaker. All right, so our speaker is Blessing Ojetemas, and he is a dynamic human resource professional with over 9 years of experience in people management, organizational development, and workplace administration within the retail industry. He holds a BSc in Industrial Relations and Personnel Management, and he is an associate member of CIPM Nigeria. Is passionate about people development and workplace excellence. Blessing has played key roles in building productive work culture, improving employee engagement, and supporting organizational growth. He currently serves as the head of human resource at Vanguard Pharmacy and leads the HR community of Light Nation Ibadan. Blessing is committed to continuous learning, ethical leadership, and empowering individual and organization to thrive. So, ladies and gentlemen, join me in welcoming our speaker, Blessing Ojetemas. Thank you so much for joining us today. I'm so excited to have you, and Zura is excited. We are all excited to have you join us. All right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Adeoti, for having me on this webinar today. It's a great privilege to be here, and thank you for that beautiful introduction as well. All right, I'm going to welcome everyone to the webinar for today. It's going to be a very, very interesting session. All right, and a session where you're actually going to be learning some of the key tools that you will need to actually automate workflow and to also eliminate repetitive tasks. All right. So once again, my name is Ojetemas Blessing. Just as has been introduced, I'm an HR professional. And so this morning, we are going to be looking at a very important topic: automating workflow and eliminating repetitive tasks. All right. Can I have the next slide? All right, thank you. So a quick introduction to a topic this morning. What is workflow automation? I know we've been hearing, most of us might have been hearing the word automation. Most of us might have been hearing the word workflow. All right. And for some people, it may just be a very big grammar, right? So basically, it's not something very big. All right. And so that is why we're having this webinar, so that we can break it down and help you understand why this is actually important. So workflow automation, it's basically the use of technology to perform recurring tasks with minimal human effort. We all know that today we are not just living a digital age, we are living an advanced digital age, very advanced, and it's moving very fast, right? It's moving very fast. And so one of the key elements, one of the key essentials that everyone that actually wants to remain at the cutting edge of relevance must understand is that you need to be able to automate whatever you are doing. The world is moving fast. Doing things manually, it's something that can be tiring, can be stressful, all right, and can actually slow down productivity. So workflow automation just helps you to eliminate or reduce tasks in, basically with minimal human effort, right? And so we are going to be using technology to perform recurring tasks. Now, the technology does not necessarily have to be something very, very advanced. There are so many of those technology applications that you can actually use to automate your workflow. Imagine you have a location, and then you have 20 or let's say 30 employees working for you in that organization, right? And if you have 30 employees working in that organization, yes, you might still be able to do things in a manual way, but if you need to scale and you need to expand, definitely you are going to be needing automation, all right? Technology to actually automate your workflow. Just imagine you now have 3 locations that you need to manage. You need to oversee the activity. Now, number one thing is that you are a human being and you are not omnipresent, you are not omniscience, you can only be present in one particular location per time, right? So it means that you need to be able to have a system in place that can help you automate those other locations. Now, not necessarily that you have to wait until you have 3 locations, basically. All right. Even if it means that you have a location and you have to do things in a repetitive way, you also need technology to be able to automate what you do. And why does it matter? It matters because it saves time. I mean, I can easily do things, in 1 minute, something that I have to do for 20 minutes if I have to do it manually. So that means I have saved 19 minutes, and I can also deploy the remaining 19 minutes into something more useful. There are some projects or there are some tasks that are urgent and important. There are some tasks that are urgent and not important. There are some tasks that are important and not urgent. And there are some tasks that they go hand in hand. They are very important and they are very urgent, right? And there are some tasks that also have a timeline of when you need to submit those projects or when you need to submit those tasks, right? So just imagine that you have a click of a button. You have just a system that can allow you to just click a button and submit that project within a minute. So it saves time. Number 2, it helps you to reduce error. Now, the only thing you are going to be needing to do is be able to work about, your project task in such a way that you already have what you want to achieve, the architecture. All right, we call it the architecture framework. You already have what you want to achieve. For instance, you want to collate the names of the people that work with you. That means you have to first of all have their names, their last name, their first name, and their middle name, depending their age, their gender, and things like that. That means you're going to be working in collating your information, right? So once you do that, what technology helps you to do is that it helps you to reduce the error. It can easily help you to sum the total of the people that you have on that list, right? It can also help you to see if they are repetitive names, right? It can also help you to reduce error in the sense that you can actually see at a glance, all right, what you already have in your database. Now, number 3, it helps you to improve productivity. And I want to say this here, that when people talk about productivity does not mean activity. It's different. I can be busy from morning to night, does not mean that I'm actually productive, right? So if I'm doing a task from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m., the question is, am I being productive with that task? Or I'm doing it because it's an activity? To what end? What sort of result is that activity going to actually produce at the end of the day? So what technology helps you to do is that it helps you to save time. And once it helps you to save time, it helps you to be more productive. That means you can channel your energy into something more meaningful. Imagine you have a client that is going to meet with you for 12 noon today, right? And you have a task you need to complete before that time. Just imagine that you have to sit down and be doing that from the hours of 8 a.m. to 12. That's 4 hours. It will not allow you to have prepared yourself properly, to organize yourself properly in such a way that you can meet your client by 12 noon. But if you have technology in place, you have an automation in place, what it helps you to do is that you can easily automate what you are doing. And then you can focus on how you can make that your meeting more productive. All right. Then it also helps you to increase efficiency. All right. When you talk of efficiency, you are talking about time. That means you have more time to be able to do more things. You have more time to be able to be more effective. You have more time to be able to focus on things that can continue to challenge you to grow the more. And that is the beauty of technology. Technology is not there to replace your work as a human being. In fact, I used to say this, that technology is there to actually improve your efficiency, or to magnify your efficiency, or to magnify your inefficiency. So if you have not been efficient before as an individual, you have not been effective before as an individual, technology is just there to help you to magnify that efficiency, to increase it. And if you have been inefficient, the chances are that when you have technology, you might not be able to manage yourself properly if you are not able to channel that technology in such a way that can make you more efficient. Then it allows your team or team generally to focus on high value work automatically. All right. So what it means is that I do not have to focus on tasks that will not generate. I mean, if 20% of my customers are going to give me 80% of my sales, right? That means where I want to focus my energy on is the 20% of my customers. It doesn't mean that other customers are not valuable or they are not more important. That means the technology is going to allow me to focus more on that 20% that is going to give me 80% of my sales. And then I have more time to be able to now work on the other levels of customers to be able to bring them up to the 20%. You understand? So it means that technology is already there. I can see at a glance the customers that are giving me my high ticket value every month. I can see from just within a click of button on my dashboard, I can easily see a customer that is giving me the high ticket value for the month, for the week. All right. This is festive season, for instance. You can easily see which of your customers or which of your locations actually give you this high volume of transaction. All right. And so it means that what can you do to continue to increase on that high value ticket or have a high value customer? All right. How can I, retain the customer the more? How can my team focus on doing things automatically without having to repeat the task over and over again? So now you need to understand that there is something we call repetitive task. It's called routine. There's a model in HR called PARC, P-A-R-C. PARC talks about people, it talks about architecture, it talks about routine, and it talks about culture. All right. Now, one of the major elements, when you talk about organization, basically is people. People are very important, right? That's one. Then number two, you have the architecture. The architecture talks about the structure, talks about the system that you have put in place, your department. All right. It talks about the framework of what you are trying to build. You have your customer service department, you have your sales department, you have this department. That is architecture. Now, routine, the tasks you have to do, all right, in those departments. For instance, your finance department might be dependent on, all right, getting information from your sales department. All right, might be your finance department might need information from the customer service department, all right, to be able to know the customer that actually did the transfer and all of that. So what it means is that you have all of this structure in place. Now you have to do things. You have report to submit 10 a.m. You have reports to submit 9 a.m. You have a task to complete. You have a customer order to meet. You have many tasks that you have to do. A lot of deliveries you have to also deliver. I work in the retail space, and so at every point in time, you always have those customers, wanting it now. So how do you automate that task? How do I ensure that the customer is fully satisfied? Because at the end of the day, the goal is for productivity, not just financial productivity in terms of value up for money. All right. You want to be sure that the customer is also satisfied in terms of value and all. Because if the customer is satisfied in terms of value, the person can come back. Right. So now I'm only saying in essence that you need to understand your repetitive task. You must be able to break them down. What are repetitive tasks? They are tasks that are done frequently. They are tasks that follow the same process. Now, today, you can automate your emails. Today, you can schedule emails. So I know that every day, or let me say every week, I need to send an email to my staff. I mean, I do not have to. It's possible that within that space of time, I have an emergency meeting to attend to, I have a call I want to quickly attend to, or something like that. Imagine if I've done my schedule, every 10 a.m. every Monday, ensure that you deliver this email to all my staff. It has done the work for me. All I need to do is that I must have my message intact. I must have my message intact to be sure that, it meets every requirement. And the email is dropping at a go, right? So I do not have to always go to my email and be typing my email at every point in time. Today you have Google Calendars. You can put things on Google Calendar. It reminds you. You are in your car. It reminds you. You are in the public transport. It reminds you. You are in the public space. It reminds you. At a go, because now the world is entirely very busy and it's a social age. All right, people get easily distracted. All right, doing many tasks, doing many things. While you are reading, you are distracted by pressing your phone on social media. All right, and you have a task to complete. And so what all of this does for you is that it allows you to be able to focus on those tasks that you have to do on a routine basis. So repetitive tasks are tasks that are done frequently. They follow the same protocol, the same process. They are especially time consuming, and they are manual in nature. All right, they are manual in nature. Imagine people have to come down to your location to come and register for a program, just like we're having this session now. Just imagine that I have to send you an email for you to be able to register. So imagine just at the click of a button, you can see the email. Everybody can see the email at a go. I can post it on LinkedIn, post it on Instagram, post it on Facebook, and you can easily see the link at a go. All you need to do is register, put your name, and that's all. I'm not bothered, and I can see all the people that have applied for the webinar at the back end. So I have removed manual in codes, all right, in nature. I've removed it entirely. I've automated the process. I can easily see, even today, you want to recruit a staff. You do not have to, yes, I know there are a lot of paid recruitment platforms, and for businesses or individuals who are startups that are growing, you might not be able to, afford some of these platforms, but there are some that you can also, apply for, all right, or you can also bring on board to be able to automate what you do in terms of recruitment. What do I mean? You want to do an advertisement. You do not have to, you have to place an advert. Today, you can easily do that using AI today to do that. And it can help you generate a Google link form. All right, you can release the Google link, people fill it, and you can see all the applications coming in at a go. It is just automated. All right, very important. What are the common workplace examples today? For instance, data entry. Are repetitive tasks that you do. You have to enter data on a day-to-day basis. You have to send email. You have to generate reports. You have to see how much you are making per hour, per minute. You have to schedule meetings. I mean, there are times that you can have 10 meetings in a day. Just imagine, how do you want to, imagine you are doing it manually. You have 10 meetings today. The next day you're having 20 meetings. The third day you're having 30 meetings. Are you going to be doing this manually? You are going to spend the most part of your day scheduling meetings. But just imagine that I can just sit down for 2, or let me say for 1 hour, and schedule all my meeting for the week. All I need to do is that 1 hour that I've sat down to schedule my meeting, if I divide it by 5 days, all right, that is minimum of about 12 minutes per day. And I've saved time than having to sit down and be calling A, be calling B, be calling C, be calling D to say, oh, we have a meeting. But I can sit down, schedule a meeting with the use of technology. Schedule my meeting, you receive the link, you just join it once it's time. And it reminds you 30 minutes, it reminds you 24 hours before the meeting, it reminds you 30 minutes before the meeting. Then most importantly, today you want to approve a request. Gone are the days where people carry paper from one office to the other. For you to be able to sign a document, you want to go on leave, you have to be sending a leave document that is manual, all right, a form. Today, I do not have to do that. I can easily sit in my office, whatever I am, you are sending your requests, I'm approving, I'm rejecting, I'm giving you reasons why, or I'm asking you to reschedule. You know, all these things are seamless, and everybody can see it. It is documented, it is straightforward. You can easily see that, all right? You want to clock out from work, you want to attend to an emergency within 1 hour, just clock out. It's going to show it on the timeline that you have left the work premises. These are, it makes life easier, really. All right, it makes life easier. Then updating spreadsheets. You need to update spreadsheets. These are tasks to do every now and then. You have new person you are onboarding in your organization or in your workplace. You have to update the spreadsheet of the people that have joined, right? You have to follow up with a customer. You know, it's even possible that you have forgotten that you want to follow up with a particular customer complaint. You understand? And so these are the common examples of repetitive tasks on a day-to-day basis, and it allows you to understand what it means. You need to be able to categorize the tasks that are repetitive and the tasks that are strategic. All right. The tasks that are repetitive are routine tasks. The tasks that are strategic are not necessarily tasks that are repetitive in nature, and they are non-repetitive in nature. They are tasks that requires in-depth thinking, analytical thinking. All right. But even though repetitive tasks could be operational in nature, could be more operational in nature, all right, that you cannot actually do without. They are important for you to be able to also be more strategic in your thinking, be more strategic in your approach, be more strategic in your design. So that is very, very important. Can I have the next slide, please? Thank you. So signs the process should be automated. What are the signs that a process should be automated? Number one, the task is repeated daily, or the task is repeated weekly. So it means that I have to. How many weeks do we have in a year? We have 52 weeks, right, in a year. So if I have 52 weeks in a year, that means that I have to do this task every week within a year, in a year. Just imagine. So it means that I can actually schedule per quarter. That means if I do that per quarter, it means that in three months, I have scheduled my meetings, I've scheduled that task or that project just once in 3 months. And within the 4 quarters in a year, I've just done that 4 times in a year. So that means I've been able to reduce it from 52 weeks to 4 weeks in a year. Just imagine, that's what I've done. I've been able to reduce it strategically. And so it allows me to now focus on things that are more strategic. How can I continue? It allows, because strategic things requires in-depth thinking. They are not just technical skills, they are adaptive challenges. All right, you are thinking through what can we do differently to improve this thing. So it allows you to now focus on that your thinking part, because if you are so bogged down in doing manual things, it doesn't allow you to think more. That's the truth. So you are bogged down in doing it, and it can be overwhelming, it can be monotonous in nature, right? And it can allow you to, it even reduces your chances to be more innovative, really. So too much time is spent on manual work. That shows that it is time for you to automate your processes. Human errors happen frequently. Imagine you have 500 employees scattered across. You don't even know when somebody has resigned or when somebody stopped coming to work. If it's not automated, it's different from when you're just 10, right? So the more that you scale, the more the challenge, and the more it's become, difficult for you to be able to sustain your processes and for you to be able to sustain what you do in terms of your processes and your operations. And if care is not taken, you are going to have culture declining, right? And you don't want that to happen. Then it slows down productivity. I've mentioned that earlier. Processes slow down productivity, because imagine it is bureaucratic in nature. You have to go through different approval stages. Then it slows down productivity. Like I mentioned, productivity is not equals to activity is not equals to productivity. All right, and it also means that the fact that you are busy does not mean you are being productive. You can be busy and not be in business, because you are more focused on things that are not directly impacting your bottom line. You are focused on things that are not directly impacting your people, or you are focused on doing other things that are just indirectly impacting them. All right, so your staff spend more time on doing routine work than strategic work. So it is a sign that your business or your organization needs to be more productive. Now, what are the benefits of workflow automation? We've mentioned this earlier. Number one is time saving. Number two is it increases productivity, it reduces error, and more importantly, for better collaboration. For better collaboration, everybody needs to collaborate. Nobody is superior in your organization, or nobody is superior in your system. Processes becomes clearer and it's easier to track. And everybody knows why they are doing what. Everybody knows why they have to submit what. Everybody knows why this department has to do what. Everybody knows why this individual has to do what. So it helps you to also collaborate together. And number five, especially for cost efficiency. Now we live in a time and in an age where every organization wants to reduce cost to the barest minimum and get the maximum result. And it is not the fault of any organization. It's the fact that the cost of running business and the cost of running anything sustainable is very high. To maintain that quality is very high, very high. And so if it's possible for me to reduce other areas, all right, without necessarily having to impact negatively other aspects of the job, why not? So if I automate my process, I just need someone who is a fast thinker, who can get me the results at the shortest possible time, and I will still get my maximum results. Of course, not reducing the quality of standard, very important, but cost efficiency is very key. So when you talk about cost efficiency, you want to maximize productivity. You want to maximize profit at the end of the day. So less time wasted means lower operational costs. Today, most businesses are using solar generating powers today, because the cost of running diesel is very high. You understand? And most people have pivoted, all right, in other forms of energy, Why is that? To be able to reduce cost. If you need to run your business 24 hours, then that means you need to find an easier way to be able to automate your processes. And that is very important. What are the areas where automation can be applied? And they are not limited to what you have on the screen right now. I just brought out these, as areas, where automation can be applied. Today we are living in the world of AI. There's nothing we can do about it. It has come to stay. All right. But I do say, AI is not there to actually replace anybody. AI is there to actually make the work better. That's the truth. So you have to be thinking strategically on how you can use those tools to impact your business. And I want to say this: it is important for you to, especially when you are working within an organization, to also try to open your mind up to understand every aspect of the business operation. It's very important. It's not only meant for the founders. I know you have been employed to work as a digital marketer, and that is your responsibility, right? And you're not trying to prognose into other department, but you have an open mind. Somebody is going on a leave, and you are deciding to, at this point, in just a 5 days leave period, I can actually take over a few of those tasks so that you can understand that aspect. And who knows, it might be an area that you are more interested in. It could be an area where you could even add more value, because the organization will be looking at who are the people that actually, wanting to take in more responsibilities. All right. And even though they know that at that point they're not increasing your pay, but at least they know that, oh, this person tries to open up his mind to actually learn in the area of human resource. It's very important. And then you can just, as a digital marketer or someone that works in the digital space, I think we can do this better in this way. And you are bringing recommendation. In that way, you become more valuable. You become more valuable. To easily replace you will be very hard. It will be very hard. Because at the end of the day, you are bringing your productivity to the table. You are bringing suggestions and ideas that will work. And this is to also say to business owners and to owners of businesses to also have that open mind for things to be automated. It's very, very important. You want to talk of leave approvals, staff onboarding processes, all right, very key. Attendance tracking, this is very important. Thank God today there are a lot of technologies that actually addresses this. For some, it is time attendance machine. All right, for those that do remote jobs, all right, there are a lot of technologies that actually addresses that on those platforms where they work, where they easily see that you have actually clogged in online, all right, remotely, to be able to see that you're actually on duty. Very important. Administration document approvals, you are scheduling internal communication. I mean, gone are the days where you have to sit down and be thinking of how to type a letter. Today, everything is automated. Automated. All you are just trying to do is you are trying to collate what do you call it now? You are trying to collate the documents together. You're trying to collate the details of the document together. Once you put it on NAI tool, it's just helps you to put it in check. Don't be apologetic about using AI. It has come to stay. It's there to make our work more efficient. But again, it's not going to replace your human thinking. Your human thinking is there to actually guide you to be able to, that's your initiative now, to be able to say, oh, no, this has to be removed. This has to be added. Can I do it this way? Maintaining my original intent, right? Areas where it can be automated. Finance. You can track the transactions that have happened in the last 10 days, right? Invoice processing, also very important. All right, these are areas where you can automate your process. I do not have to, because we are on holiday and it's possible that I'm receiving an order a day after the holiday, and today's Friday. For some people, they are not at work today, for instance, and a supplier is coming to supply today. All right, can it be automated wherever I am? I receive the order, okay, without having to be there physically to receive it, because my situation warrant that I don't come physically. Then it can help you to also track your expense. And there are a lot of applications today. You know, a lot of, I'm not trying to advertise any company, but there are a lot of them today where you can even save up your salary, a part of your salary in a month. You can save up a part of your cost. It can help you track which area am I spending my money on? What can I do to reduce? How can I reduce this cost? Yes, it's important, but how can I reduce it better? What can I do to be more efficient? I'll be finding ways, but so I can easily see. But if you are not tracking anything, whatever you cannot track, you cannot manage. Whatever you cannot track, you cannot automate. And what you want to automate is what you can easily track, the things you do repetitively. Payroll reminders. Oh, we want to pay salaries before 26th of the month, before 27th of the month. What can we do to ensuring that our payroll is being, the document is ready, is approved by the department that needs to approve, or by the individuals that needs to approve before we pay salaries. Customer experience, very key. These are areas where you need to continue to, because today's customers are looking for where they can get the products now within the fastest possible time. That's another area. Auto replies. I mean, if I have to send you a message, especially when you are doing business, it's different from when you need help, okay? So that you don't auto reply messages. Anyway, so but if you want to, for instance, you are running a business and your customer will have to message you at every point, and you're not going to be available within that time, auto replies. So it shows that, oh, this person is actually available. There are a lot of AI chatbots today that allows you to respond. It looks like it's human being that is responding, but it's AI automated, AI generated. It can deduce the message you are trying to pass across and give it the closest response that has been already prompted on it. That's the back end work, and it can allows you to reply automatically. Complaint tracking, very key. How many of these complaints have I received in this location in the last 2 months? It shows that this location is giving me problem in this area of complaints. Then it allows me to begin to think strategically, what kind of training need do I need to have to be able to resolve that complaint and to help them become a better salesperson. All right, follow-up messages is very important, so you can easily respond, with a follow-up message if you have to. For marketing, all right, very important. Email campaigns, social media scheduling. I know this is something that a lot of people do today. All right, you can plan your schedule for the whole quarter. I'm telling you, I got to know this, I think, about 6 months ago. That, wow, you can schedule your social media itineraries just like that. Wow, I said, man, this is very interesting. So if I have all my things ready, all I need to do is just to schedule and just keep posting, keep sharing. And it's the timeline, the timeline I need to post this per time, per season, per month, or per quarter. I just do that, and it saves headache. Then it allows you to track your leads. Lead tracking, very important. You want to know where your revenue is coming from. You want to know the locations, you want to know the customers, you want to know those areas where you can easily track, and you can easily source your leading from. Very, very key. Now, we have been talking about eliminating repetitive tasks, and so it will be unfair not to provide some of these automation tools that are popular, that you can use. They are not limited to this, and that is why I know Zero Resources is very big on AI, and very big on automation generally. All right, and even you can see the entire screen is already showing it is AI basically, right? So what it means is that you also want to be a part of the webinar coming up next month in June, and to be able to learn some of these automation tools right here on your screen. All right, there are free versions, and free versions are always limited. That's the truth. And there are paid versions, right? That allows you to do more advanced, that gives room for advanced functions and advanced responsibilities as well. All right, one of the tools is Microsoft Power Automate. All right, this allows you to automate some of your Microsoft Office's tools, all right, that you can actually use. Then we have what we call Zapier. All right, we have Trello. There are some that are used for project management. All right, it can allow you to schedule your task. There's what we call Asana that allows you to be able to also track your projects. There are a lot of them. If you go online, you're going to see them. You have the Google Workspace automation. This is what people use the most. That is where you have your Google worksheets. All right, you have your Excel, your worksheets, you have your Google Forms, you have all of that. They are very, very fantastic automation tools that you can use. All right, I didn't remember there was a time I needed to collate. We used to have some of the trainings in my organization where we do quarterly, right? And so, and in that quarter, we usually have like 3 batches in a quarter. So that is very huge, like three batches that has to happen almost simultaneously. So I was thinking, what can I do to automate the process of those that are going to be a part of the training sections, especially in the area of meal ticket selection, because so that I can save the time for the day. I just thought of Google Workspace automation. That's the truth. I just generated a Google form. People fill their meal tickets. All right. Once you fill it, I just print out the meal ticket from here, or you bring it soft copy. And so when you want to get your meal, you only show your meal ticket, and that's all. Very fast, seamless, and it solves the problem. I'm not running that who is asking for this. No. It's just sorted straight away. And this just to show to you that it is not a paid one. Just imagine that if you have to pay for it, you can imagine the kind of value that you're going to get from it. I know a lot of remote platforms today use Slack a lot, and the most common used automation tool today is ChatGPT. Very, very common, and AI assistants generally. All right, people put in their prompts. Now, the way to use some of these tools is not just to generate a letter for me that I can submit to my HR. No. You also have to sit down. What do you want? What response do you want to give to this AI machine to be able to give you what is it called? This kind of response that you need to get. All right, and so you're already typing the message. You're already typing the message, the response you want to give, and you're only allowing ChatGPT to assist you in responding. And there are a lot of AI-powered support tools today. They are not limited. I just brought out some of these automation tools. I know that if you come to the HR space today, where I operate, we have a lot of HR tools that makes our work seamless. But I don't just want to make this about HR and just to bring out tools that people can use generally. But there are a lot of automation tools that can be used to actually make your work seamless. For instance, now I use a lot of Google's Workspace a lot. When I'm doing some of my recruitment, that's what I use. All right, you apply, I see your applications and all of that. In fact, if I have to make that advert out again from the digital and social media department of the organization, if I have to make that advert out again and you apply again, the system is going to prompt me that you have applied before, that this name has applied before. So you're applying for the second time, you're applying for the third time. Imagine if I have to be saving those documents manually in the office. That means I have to bring out the document every time I want to do a recruitment to be sure that I hope this person has not applied before. I hope this person has not applied before. If your organization does not allow someone that has applied before during the recruitment to come again, all right? And so this just solves the problem drastically, all right? Can I have my screen back? So what AI can help is to, number one, help you to draft emails. It can help you draft emails, all right? Of course, like I said, you will have draft your message as much as possible. Once you draft your message, right, you can now allow AI to help you to improve on your message, on your content. That's what I mean. You could have drafted your content, the body of your email. It can help you adjust the tone. It can help you to adjust the presentation. It can help you to adjust some of these things and all of that. Then AI can help you summarize reports. Today, you need to summarize reports. AI helps you to summarize report today. It can help you to generate content today. I mean, go on social media today. Many adverts you see today are AI generated. In fact, AI today can help you to your photograph. It can design it in such a way. It can model it in such a way that you took it in a studio. Meanwhile, you never left your house while taking that particular picture. All right, it can help you generate content. Then it can help you to also organize your data. It helps you to organize your data. It helps you for support decision making. All right, support decision making as much as possible. What are the challenges of automation? I think one of the major challenges of automation is resistance to change. A lot of people are not willing to change from their manual way of doing things, and that is very, very wrong. You must be open to change. You must be flexible enough to be able to adopt some of these technological advancements. That is very important. You cannot be analog in nature. The world has since moved. We are not in 1990s, 1980s anymore. This is a new digital era entirely. And so you must be open to change. Now, the second challenge of automation is lack of technical setup cost. Lack of technical setup cost. Many people can't afford some of the advanced tools, right? Many people cannot take care of those cost elements. But again, like I did mention earlier, you do not have to wait for when you have the big money. There are a lot of those minimal tools that you can actually use to improve your work process. Don't forget you want to automate your work process. A lot of us, when we started using free versions. And as we're improving on it, we discovered that, wow, I need to migrate. Now I know I can get value for what I'm paying for, right? And I can value it more, very important. There are challenges of automation. Now, it is not just about using a technology. What technology suits my business? What technology suits the purpose at which I want? There are many, for instance, today, there are many retail softwares out there, but there are a lot of them that does not suit your own business environment. So you must find out what software tool or what automation tool that can suit what you need it for. Very key. What are the most popular tools that organizations use? The ones that have multi-branching, what do they use? It allows you, it can advise you, give you various ones, and then you can begin to interact with them before you now deploy finally. Very important. And how do you overcome some of these challenges? Number one, you must train your team. Don't forget that if people use calculator today, all right, and you want to change them to using systems, that means you have to spend time in training. Training must be seen as an investment, not a cost in a way. All right. Yes, you are going to be spending money to train them. You're going to be spending time to train them, but it's an investment, not just an actual cost. That when you invest in training them, they are being empowered to do things in a better way. That is important. Then you start small. That's number two. Start small. You don't have to start big at all. You start small. You start using your normal Excel spreadsheet. You start small. Then from there, you start graduating to choosing simple tools that you can use to actually improve some of these processes. Don't forget, you want to eliminate repetitive tasks. And so you need tools that can help you automate some of these things and just solve it once and for all. Now, it is when you want to enter those information that you might spend more time. When you want to, if for instance, now you have about 1,000 employees, you want to enroll them on your automation platform, which means that you're going to spend more time ensuring that you clean your data, you clean your information, which is important. You have to spend the time in doing that. But the moment those informations enter, it is when you want to update that you will be spending minimal time to actually update, and by using simple tools. Then improve processes before automating. This is very important, which means that you must carry everybody along on why you are doing what. It's very important. And then I mentioned collaboration earlier. You must improve on your processes. So if your delivery team needs to clear from the warehousing department, that means a simple clocking from the system, from their phone, is important to do that. So when I'm leaving, I'm clocking out. So everybody sees that, oh, you left 5:30 p.m. You left 4:30 p.m. All right. And you can easily see that, wow, by this time now they should have moved based on what has been agreed upon. Right. And it's very important. And it allows you to also improve the entire processes before you eventually automate. And I think these are some of the 4 areas that you can use to actually improve the challenges in automation. What are the best practices? I'm wrapping up now. What are the best practices for successful automation? The best practices is start simple. Nobody is asking you to go and be doing coding. This is not coding class, right? This is how you can use the tool. Just start simple. Understand the tool, right? Number 2, automate small repetitive tasks first. Small ones, just automate it. The moment you can, it gives you motivation. Your morale is high when you can automate just small repetitive tasks. Like I mentioned, scheduling meetings, scheduling emails, and all of that. So just imagine that you have a platform that allows you to schedule your email. I can schedule 9 a.m. just send this email out. 10 a.m. send this email out. Right? So save stress. all right, then it helps you to focus. Best practices focus on high impact areas. High impact areas. Let me tell you, greatness generally has its own requirements. And one of the requirements of greatness is that you must learn to focus on high impact areas. And so if you really want to be great in what you do, then you must ensure that some of these things are automated so that you can focus on more strategic things that you need to do. Then you prioritize tasks that consumes the most times, the time the most. You prioritize those tasks that consumes your time. Just prioritize it. ABC, 1, 2, 3, prioritize it. This is urgent and important. Just prioritize it. Allows you to just, it removes the headache. I know some organizations give their employees, for instance, recharge card on a weekly basis. Some do that on a monthly basis. All right. Just imagine you have a platform that you can pop in the money on a monthly basis and disburse the recharge cards to the airtime to your staff on a monthly basis. That having to be doing that every day is going to be tiring. It's going to be stressful. Let it be automated as much as possible. Then document processes is very key. And I think if it's not documented, there's a code that says it's not documented, it's not done. So when it is documented, you can now see the areas that you need to improve on as much as possible. But if you're not even documenting anything that you are doing in terms of a process mapping, you are not doing any documentations in terms of those areas, then definitely you might not be able to automate that. Now, another point is clearly understand the workflow before automating it. And I think this is one area that people make mistake. People do not understand their business. Most people do not understand their chain, their supply chain, or their chain of work. And so it becomes difficult. When they now automate, it becomes more complex. They find it difficult to use them. So because if you don't clearly understand how your work, interconnect each other, it will be difficult for you to automate. What are you automating? You can only automate what you are doing. You cannot automate what you are not doing. So don't forget, automation is to make things easier. So you're only automating clearly, all right? You're only automating clearly what you understand, not what you do not understand at all. It's a workflow that you already understand how it works manually, and you're trying to find a better way to improve on it. Then another important point that is a best practice for successful automation is monitor and improve. Monitor and improve. I mean, I cannot be doing what I'm doing 2 years ago on this same process. How can I improve? This is a question that we must continue to ask ourselves on a daily basis. The mobile phones we all use today, right? Every now and then there are new versions of those phones that are in the market. The question is, what is different from those mobile phones? They're only adding a feature. They are improving. All right. Even for the WhatsApp tool we use more in this part of the world today, you see a lot of improvements. I mean, gone are the days where if you send a message, everybody knows that you're online. When you send a message today, you can hide that you don't want people to read your message. They are improving on it on a day-to-day basis for different reasons. Some people use it to avoid billing. That's on a lighter note. Some people use it to avoid billing. Some people use it I will just read your message, I will respond later. A lot of reasons. Automation should be reviewed regularly. The fact that you have automated today does not mean you have to remain at that level. You have to also ensure that it is being reviewed from time to time. Keep human oversight. Very important. Because again, you cannot leave everything to AI. AI is a programmed tool, right? A programmed platform. So there is still a need for human touch. I have only said that you have to be strategic in your thinking. That is what will make you relevant in an AI age, and as much as possible. Technology should support people, and that's why I put it here, that technology should support people, not replace their critical thinking. It's just to support you and not replace. Yes, we know that there are some tasks, if care is not taken, that we read it from the news how a lot of tech giants are reducing cutting costs in terms of people, right? And reducing the numbers of people in their organizations and all of that. Because with the advent of robotic engineering, robotic AI and things like that, they are getting the work done. But some people's role cannot be replaced. And that is the reason why you have to continue to improve yourself, so that your thinking can also improve and so that you can continue to remain relevant. All right, and it's very, very key. The role of AI in workflow. Number one, analyze data quickly. Very important. If I'm seeing a data board right now, I'm seeing a graph. What is the graph really saying? But what AI helps me to do is that once I plug in the AI, it analyzes my data quickly. I mean, for instance, I see a lot of data on a day-to-day basis, and we need a lot of data to be able to. I know the product that are moving from product that are not moving, so I know where I need to also improve my people management, or add more staff, or reduce more staff, or reallocate, or do all of that. It's very important. So, but I need data to be able to do that, and for me to be able to do that, AI is there to actually help me to analyze, and it's giving me its own suggestion. Of course, like I said, not removing my own critical thinking. If I do this that AI is suggesting, what's going to be the implication? If I don't do this, what's going to be the implication? You are plugging it here and there. Then it allows you to predict trends. So you can see that you sell a lot of this product in this season. So you want to be prepared ahead. You know what? Something happened recently. I think a day to the festive holiday on Wednesday, I went to the gas station and I realized that there were lots of people on the queue, and I'm wondering, can you just imagine? This is about 1,000 people on the queue. Yes, the queue was moving, but some people, you know, in Nigeria, they try to find a way to enter every queue and all of that. And I was just wondering, must we always wait till deadline before we really do anything? That is one. Two, let's even assume that people are not waiting to that deadline to do anything, right? I was just thinking, what could have been my solution in this gas station right now? Is it not possible for us to, yes, I know they have to bring in their gas physically to fill and all of that, but I was just thinking, this is a trend that happens almost every now and then, that people have to stay on the queue. What can I do to reduce the queue to the barest minimum, that I do not have to go and be paying it before I buy this? I mean, I was just thinking through, you know, my head was just thinking through. These are current trends that we have seen from time to time. And most businesses are not always prepared for those trends when they happen. They can't predict it. So you know what you have done? You have successfully allowed your staff to have burnout successfully already, because the same person that was on duty in the morning will be in that business till 10 p.m. that night, still selling to customers. Yes, you are making more money, but in terms of your people management or in terms of your processes, something is missing. There's a missing link. You could have automated some of the processes that will allow a seamless flow as much as possible. It could mean that, oh, you want to give people time. People can book ahead or something, and then people can come. Just give them a timeline. You have reduced it, and this one will take care of people that come late anyway. But again, this one will take. I was just thinking through. It allows you to predict trends. All right, very important. Another important point is generate insight. What does insight do? Insight allows you to look at things critically and be able to bring in solutions that will be more impactful to those insights. Then it allows you to improve communication, very key. It allows you to improve communication seamlessly. And the most important thing, the role of AI in workflow, personalized customer experience. I mean, this is the ultimate for me. Imagine I receiving an email from a place where I shop the most for my birthday. That is personal customer experience. I feel valued, all right, that somebody is sending me somebody's sending me an email, all right. I feel valued because somebody is sending me an email and I can easily respond to that. So it allows me to also, you know, enjoy personalized customer experience and allows me to be more valuable. Now, this is an example of AI chatbots. It can answer customer questions instantly without human intervention. And this is something that has come to stay. When you visit some website and you are sending a message, support message, and you just see responses, you wondering, is this person, you know, especially when you send it 1 a.m. and you are seeing response, immediately you know, This company is thinking future, really. And yeah, somebody somewhere will pick it at the back and follow up with you. That's where the customer service now follows up with you. But at least that you have sent the message, somebody is responding. I want instant response. Shows that, oh, this organization is actually enhancing communication for me, and is also supporting its decision with AI. That is what is saying to me. Very, very important. So these are examples of the chatbot that you can see on the screen. Now, in summary, I've mentioned earlier, just what we have been saying in conclusion is that automation improves efficiency and productivity. So you cannot shy away from it. It has come to stay. You must stop being manual. That is what it means. Stop being manual and automate your processes. Even when it comes to your own personal lives as well, you can also automate processes. I mean, you can automate your process. You know when you receive, for instance, for those that receive salaries every month, you can plan. It allows you to see the trends. For instance, this is May. In January, you know how much you spend on transportation. In February, you can see. In March, you can track. In April, you can track. And in May, you want to reduce it significantly. What can I do to improve on it? You are thinking. That's the whole essence, because that's the only way you can reduce cost and continually maximize productivity. Repetitive tasks waste valuable time, and you can channel your time into more studying more materials, be more productive, taking courses that can improve your enhancements and all of that. Small automation changes can create major impact. That's just the truth. It can, like I did mention to you earlier, of how I automate my meal ticket, and that solved it. And since that time, I do not have to worry. The next one I'm going to be having in July, I'm not stressing myself anymore. I'm just plugging it in. It's just as simple as that. Like I said, I'm only improving on it, all right, for better enhancement. Now, AI is transforming how organization work, and this is very, very important. Any organization today that is not thinking AI, 5 years from now, it's going to be something else entirely. This is 2026. 4 years from now, by 2030, is another decade entirely. All right, and I think many organizations need to be forward thinking as regards AI. The goal is to work smarter, not harder. That you are working harder does not mean you are productive. All right, this is not to bring down any profession or any job. Do you know that there are some tasks today, there are some jobs today that they work harder in terms of, especially for instance, if you need to erect a structure, you need bricklayers to do that for you. You need some artisans to do that for you. That's hard work. All right. The goal is, how can we work smarter? Yes, even if we need to put in the blocks, we need to put in where the working harder is in your thinking, or where the working is working smartly. Very important. Yes, you will need some of these elements once in a while, but again, the goal is to work smarter. The goal is to work smarter, to make work smart. I have to present a report looking very neat. It shows I know what I'm doing. All right, and it's very, very important. Organizations that embrace automation, they gain faster operations. That is important. Better accuracy. They improve their staff productivity, their employee productivity, and most importantly, a greater competitive advantage. And I want to say this here, that competition is not there to replace your business. Competition is not bad in itself. I mean, when you look at businesses coming around doing the same thing like you do, competition is to make you yourself better. It allows you to think more. If there's no competition, you will never think. So competition is to make you think better. It's to create a competitive advantage. That means there must be something unique that you are doing differently. And AI can help you support that thing differently and position yourself in the market. It's as simple as that. But the competition is not your problem. The problem is the fact that most organizations are not improving on the way they are actually working, and that is why they are head out of the place. All right, and the whole essence of automation is to help you reduce that significantly and help you create a competitive advantage in the workspace or in the market as a whole. Last slide. I think I have a quote. It says, automation is not about replacing people. This is the last quote. Automation is not about replacing people. It's about empowering people to focus on what matters most. On what matters most. All right. So you need to work 8 hours, for instance, 6 hours, for instance. I don't want you to waste that 6 hours. Working extra time is not what I need you for. What can we do to empower our people, our team, to focus on what matters most? All right, which is the next slide. I don't know if I can have the next slide from your hand. Automation is not about replacing people, it's about empowering people to focus on what matters most. And on that note, I say thank you for listening. Over to you, Mr. Adioti. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And we can take
Yeah,
questions,
thank you
if
so
any.
much. Thank you so much for this interesting and very engaging section. It has been very interesting, I must say. So